I don't really understand Emperor Showa at all. I think he probably thought he was doing exactly what what were the limits of his power. And he couldn't do certain things without the consent of members of the cabinet. He almost couldn't end the war if the minister of the army had voted against it. It was that close. Just one man, but the emperor was bound to that, to obey that one man. So I think he must have felt this. He was doing exactly what were his legitimate powers. And I think Meiji would probably thought the same way too.
Bonsoir, Monsieur. I'm Joël Lejean from the French radio, actually, and television. It's an honor to see you tonight again. I saw you in Kyoto for Moji no Gatari. It was fantastic a lot of years ago. My question is related to Mishima. You were one of the rare who has met him in the early days, and yes, it's Henry. And I think you went to the Kabuki and No Theater with him in 1954, before he came to New York. So my question is rather simple. I mean, before to come to Japan, I was very impressed by the cult of warriors and by those gods and evils which seem to confront every day in Japan, at least in literature or in religion. And I wanted to ask you, what do you perceive about Mishima in today's Japan? Is there a sort of legacy of Mishima today in Japan, especially after what we've seen those last months in Japan, with another such suffering and such despair? Thank you.
Well, I was a close friend, I can say, of Mishima over a period of 17 or 18 years. There are things about him which I didn't understand fully. One of them was his attachment to military action. I really didn't understand why he felt it necessary to organize an army of 100 people. And now I think I understand better. It was an army which was intended as a suicide army. They couldn't possibly win any battles. But still, I think he decided that to look only at the feminine tradition in Japan, the tradition of beauty, of elegance in all aspects of one's life, was complemented by the masculine tradition of the sword, the samurai. Not a man with a gun, but a man with a sword, which is a work of art in itself, and which is clean and definite. And I think he felt that this was the willingness of people to die in this way, to commit seppuku, to die for a cause, for something precious and very important in the Japanese. I don't know that he's wrong. I can only say that it's a feeling that's foreign to me as a person. When I read a very interesting book about the kamikaze pilots, what their education was, all kinds of things like that. The thing that astonished me was that they had read so much. They had read not only Japanese literature, Japanese philosophy, but they'd read European literature, all kinds of poetry. And they think of these people dying for a cause that was not worthy of them. That's what I felt. I still feel that. That whether or not they're plane seriously damaged an American ship or not, they shouldn't have been induced to. They shouldn't have been considered heroic for doing it. This is my own feeling, it doesn't interfere with my appreciation of Mishima's writings. It doesn't interfere at all with my appreciation of him as a human being. He was a close friend, and I received one of his last 3 letters he wrote, in which he said that he thought that I understood him. Perhaps I did understand him, but perhaps not enough. I don't know. But he was a unique person. There's nobody like him now in the world of Japanese literature, I'm sorry to say. But the Japanese are fortunate that this man was writing as he did. 36 or 38 fat volumes of every kind of literary writing, all of them worth reading. I think that was a great achievement, and we should be thankful.